Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. So as you can see, my next build is going to be HMS Amazon, which is a 1600 kit from Airfix. Doing something slightly different, showing some photographs as opposed to video of the box contents, the decals and a bit of the instructions, and then we show some progress photos of the construction, with the final photo showing the start of painting this kit. So in this last photo we can see that I've used Tamiya tape in order to get the delineation between the hull red and the grey at the side of the ship. Once I'd done that, I then used one of these pigment liners to get the plimsoll line on the hull. I was very pleased with myself because I used the edge of the Tamiya tape in order to get a straight line along the hull. I removed the tape and thankfully there wasn't any bleed of the paint, either the hull red into the grey or the grey into the hull red, so I was well chuffed that I got the plimsoll line and the painting completed. I then proceeded to brush on some gloss varnish in order to put the decals on, and unfortunately I smudged parts of the plimsoll line with this pigment liner. The black basically smudged across some of the grey. Now I managed to wipe some of it off with a damp cloth, and so it wasn't too bad, but it does make me think whether these things are not waterproof, and so if you do use one of these, be careful of that. I was then concerned that if I put a matte varnish over the build, whether that would make the pigment liner bleed as well, so I have had to leave the gloss varnish as it is so it may be picked up in the photo. After I'd done the plimsoll line, I then put the 4 decals on that are needed for this kit, painted up the helicopter, and now I can show you the finished result. So here she is, guys, as I say, complete, and I just had a near disaster. I brought the kit from the lounge into the kitchen to do the video, and when I got here I realised the helicopter was not on the deck because I hadn't glued it on. So of course I went back to try and find it, couldn't find it on the table, came back here, couldn't find it here, went back, and it was on the carpet in the hall. So I'd walked past it twice, and fortunately I managed to avoid crushing it, so that would not have been a good result. So as I say, here she is finished, and I've got to be honest, I'm really pleased with how she's turned out. As you can see, I've painted the supports black. You could do whatever you want with those. You could paint them gold, brass, black, like I've done, whatever you wanted to do to them. I don't know whether it's picking up on the camera, the gloss varnish that's on the side. As I say, I was concerned that if I sprayed the matte varnish on, it would make the plimsoll line bloom on the kit, and I really did not want that to happen. The colours I used for this, I shall just grab them. So the sides of the superstructure, they were painted in AK's pale grey, AK 11013. Then the decks, some of it was painted in the same colour as the instructions tell you to do, but some of the decks were also painted in AK 11012 sky grey. I think there should have been more of a difference in the two colours, but it is what it is. The whole red was dirty red by AK 11095. Then the top of the funnel, that was painted in black, which is AK 11029. And then the links at the back was painted in deep blue, which is AK 1182. I thought I'd give you a different view of the kit, so we can better see the links at the back, but also possibly just make out the difference in colour between this deck here, which is the sky grey, and this deck here, which is the pale grey. As I say, I don't know whether the colours are a bit too close. Some of the lifeboats, as you can see, at the tops of those were finished in AK's white, sorry, off-white, which is AK 11002. So this is another build that I can add to my 1/600 scale collection. I might do a video showing I don't know whether it's 3 other ships or just 2 other ships that I've got from Airfix in that scale alongside this one. Anyway, it's Wednesday, so I hope your week is going well. Thanks ever so much for watching, I do appreciate it. Look after yourselves, and I'll catch up with you soon.